Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we're here to talk about Prada Beauty. That's right, makeup by Prada, and I've already done the demo, so I know something you don't know, and you will soon learn about it. Let's talk about it. We're going to demo it, try it on, and I'm going to give you my unfiltered opinion. I will say from the beginning that I love Prada. You guys know I am a fashion and beauty journalist, and I started in the fashion side, and it was really Prada that originally got me interested in fashion. I do have a lovely place in my heart for Miuccia Prada, for Miu Miu, for all things Prada. So sometimes I cheap out and buy refills only. You guys know this about me with Clé de Peau and whatnot. I didn't buy the refills here because I wanted the packaging. So we're going to talk about what I got and we're going to try it on. I really have some serious opinions here. Okay, so here's what I got. I went ahead and got the Reveal Skin Optimizing Foundation in the shade LN25. There are, from what I can see, 29 shades. Now, you're going to hear a lot of, from what I can tell, from what I can see. Please keep in mind, and it depends when you're watching this video. If you're watching this video months down the line, this will be released and available everywhere and more info will be out there. I am here in California kind of ordering from Harrods and ordering from Selfridges, getting the orders canceled. Yes, that did happen because they ran out. So I'm working on the info that I can scrape together. I've called Prada, the boutiques, they don't know that much yet either. It's just starting to appear on the Prada websites. So keep that in mind if you have the benefit of hindsight later on. But this looks to be coming about 29 shades. You can buy it like this, or you can save money. I'll tell you what I mean by buying just the refill. This is the actual, the refill pops out of here actually. It's really interesting. The refill just kind of comes out like that and then pops back into this gorgeous case. So you can go ahead and get a refill. I got the shade LN25, which is the darkest neutral light shade. And we'll talk about it when I try it on. I'm wearing it now. Looks pretty good, right? But I do have makeup, bronzer, and stuff over it a little bit. So the question is, should I have gotten the lightest neutral medium shade? You'll see when I try it on and you can let me know. Prices, it seems like the refill in certain areas is about 51 US dollars, whereas if you get it with the case, it's 70 US dollars. But I've also seen 43 for the refill, 55 for the case. Remember, in California, I'm still kind of looking at Selfridges and Harrods prices, which are going to differ and have an exchange rate. And I'm looking on the Prada website, which doesn't have all of it yet. Anyway, you're going to pay anywhere from 50 to 70, depending on if you get a refill or the actual in the, and we'll know more later. I'll list the actual prices when I have them more down to a science here. Then we're going to look at the Dimensions Durable Multi-Effect Eyeshadow Palette. There's 6 of these little guys. I got shade colorway number 4, which is the green one, I'm not afraid to tell you. Here it is here. Now this is 4 shades, and the way that Prada has done all 6 of these is there's 4 shades here. It looks like 3, but there's a little one up here. So the way they've done it is they've included 3 neutral shades and 1 kind of pop of color. I'm not a real color pop person. ColourPop, that's a brand. I'm not a real ColourPop, the brand person either. But I'm not a big pop of color person, I should say. So safest for me is green. And they always include a satin, a hyper matte is what they're calling. They like the term hyper matte. You're going to hear that one a lot when you look at their stuff. And they have a soft matte and a metallic foil. This is the metallic foil and this is the soft matte. And this is going to be the way it works in all of them. 3 usable neutrals. One of those neutrals is a really foiled metallic color, and then 1 big pop of color. You can get refills as well. Again, different prices. I think I paid 76 for this, but the refill was 65. I've also seen 59, depending on where you get it. So they have this Art Deco packaging. They call it Art Deco. That's not just me taking a art history guess. With our beautiful Prada triangle there. And again, you can also get refills, but this is the case. It's got a nice mirror. It's nice and solid and stable. And for those of you, there's a little cult of appreciation developing for the included, believe it or not, Everything old is new again. The included tools that come with eyeshadow palettes in the luxury range. So these, I didn't use them today, but they look kind of nice, and they do come with it if you don't get the refill. And then I'm trying one of the Monochromatic soft matte lipsticks. They also have hyper matte lipsticks. I told you they're very fond of this hyper matte term. There's also a lip balm. No, I did not get the lip balm. I'm not paying for a Prada chapstick, darn it. If you did, don't yell at me. It's probably lovely. Anyway, I could see that this one comes in about 13 shades, the one I got, the soft matte, and I got it in the shade B101. Yes, I am wearing it, but I'll show you in swatches. I think the hyper matte, from what I could see, I saw about 9 shades. I think the lip balm was just a lip balm. I don't know. Anywhere from $34 for the refill. Yes, these are refillable too, to $42 or $50 if you buy it with the case. Again, I'm doing conversion factors having bought in Europe. So bear with me. I know more info will be available soon. Here is the beautiful Art Deco packaging on this one. And the bullet is really cool because the bullet kind of, I've already worn it away, but the bullet has that kind of triangle facing. It's not stamped or anything, but it has it in there. A little bit shaky because it's a refill. That's pretty common with refills, but super, super beautiful because it is not a refill, but it can be refilled, I should say. So sometimes those get a little bit shaky. Let's look at some swatches of what I got. Why did I get so few products? Well, A, it's really expensive. Sorry, guys. But also, I wanted to see if I liked it. And I'm going to talk about whether I like it or not coming up. Just stay there. But let's look at in 2 different lightings, okay? So first in studio lighting, let's take a look at the eyeshadow palette. And then on the right, all the way by my wrist, is this beautiful shade B101 in the lipstick, and the soft matte lipstick. Take a look there. Really pretty. Now, I will talk about this after the demo. I'm going to give you my opinion on these shades and on the makeup. And I will say, the swatching on the arm is not the same as what you're going to get when you actually apply it to the eye. This is very common. Do not base what you think about makeup and performance by how it swatches, please. And this is one of those times. Let's take a look at these now outside in the warm California sunshine. Take a look at that there. How pretty those shades are outside. Look at that foiled shade. And let me tell you that that metal foil on the eye is something else. I mean, I got it on right now, but it is something else. I think you're seeing where this review is heading. If you're new to this channel, one thing you should know is I will not rave about something that doesn't need to be raved about. I'm pretty darn honest. And I'm pretty impressed here. So what we're going to do now is I want to start with trying on the foundation, see what you think of the shade I picked. Then we'll do a little wear test, accidental wear test on the foundation, and apply the makeup. So we got a lot to do, so let's get to it. Okay, Prada, are you ready? I should say, okay, Rebecca, are you ready? But I am. All right, let's try out this foundation. The LN25, I wonder if it's a little too light. I did a little sneaky, streaky streak on the side of my cheek to see. I think it might be a little light. So I'm going to go light on the application as well. So maybe I could cover with some bronzer if I need to. Yeah, it's a little too light. Okay, but let's pretend it's not. Willingly suspend your disbelief, please. And let's try one side of the face. It has smells like Prada. It kind of does though. I mean, it has a little bit of a Prada fragrance to it that at first feels a little bit medicinal and a little bit floral. It is dissipating, but it is there a little bit, and they are a perfume house. So, I mean, I get it. Okay, it's not, you know what? All right, so as I put it on, I'm just putting it on one side of the face, albeit clumsily. And as I put it on, it is, I wanted to say oxidizing a little bit, but that's such a kind of a dirty word in the foundation review area. So I won't say that, but it's, let's explain oxidizing. It hits the air and it's maybe deepening a bit. You can see this is my natural skin and this is the foundation. Not too bad. Maybe I could have gone, this is the deepest light neutral shade. So maybe I could have gone with the lightest medium neutral. I would love to see them side by side. Ordering from Europe and guessing, you know, it was too much of a game to play. But when it gets more widespread, I certainly would like to see that. All right, I am going to go. I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to put on just a little bit, maybe a blush, just a little bit, and then let's play with these lip and eye shades. All right. So now you see that. All right, I'll be right back. And before I run off to put color, you know, over this in the form of bronzer and blush and such. Here is the whole face with just the foundation in LN25. A little too light, or can we save it? You'll be able to judge that after I put on a little bit of bronzer and some blush. I'll be right back. Okay, I have a little time today, so I actually waited a few hours before I came back on to try the eyeshadow and the lip shade because I wanted to see how this foundation was wearing. I have a very small amount of the loose Givenchy blush on, very small, and that's it. So this foundation is looking very matte. I don't have any problem with that. I'm just saying it as a matter of fact. It's looking very matte. I do not have an oily complexion. I have very normal skin, so I can't speak for that. I have not powdered it, and I have not put concealer over it. I have a little bit of color corrector underneath on the eyes, but I don't have any concealer. So, you know, I could probably use some. I just don't want to interfere with looking at how the actual foundation performs, and powders and all that. It complicates matters, okay? It's looking really nice. My pores are invisible. Literally invisible. Beautiful. And, you know, around the eyes, maybe a little bit, but normally I would have some concealer and powder. It's certainly not too bad. Looking good around the nose, but I'm really most impressed by the pores. Usually I see some pores on my cheeks and around here, and I really have to stare hard, and it would have to be a magnified mirror to see it, and that's really nice. But a very, very matte look. I still wonder what the slightly darker shade would look like on me, but again, this is the darkest light, medium, neutral, or light neutral, I'm sorry. So far though, I'm impressed. I really am impressed. Like, for a matte foundation, that's awfully pretty. All right, let's look at the eyeshadow that I bought. You've already seen it and you've seen it swatched, but let's go ahead and try it on. These little triangles, Prada triangles, are liking to, I'm going to take out the brushes here, are liking to jump back and forth into one another. And there is, very hard to see, this shade up here. I'm not going to denigrate the brushes that come with it, because you guys have been telling me lately that you love your included brushes with luxury makeup. So I keep saying I'm going to try that, and I haven't yet. So we have these three kind of neutral shades, as I told you, in the one pop. Let's start with this neutral right in the middle here, which is kind of the satin shade of the bunch. And I'm just going to put that all over the entire lid. I'm, you know, taking my cue from the arrangement of the shades here to the fact that they assume you're going to use the most of this one. And so I'm just kind of priming and prepping the eye with this shade right here, and that is looking very pretty and performing really nicely. A very, very pretty eye shade. Okay, we've got our green, we've got our brown. Let's take the green on the same brush, and I am going to use all the shades, and I'm just going to kind of gently wipe up off the brush, and I'm just going to go in windshield wiper motions and just kind of put that into the crease of my eye and a little bit above. Let's see what we get here. A little more colorful than I'd like, but there wasn't really a completely neutral palette, as the idea for these palettes is just that. 3 neutrals and a kind of a bright, exciting pop of color. So if I go exciting, I tend to go green. So I did this eye a little bit darker, and I'm actually preferring this eye because I'm a big chicken. But let's go ahead and even them out. Actually quite pretty. And let's take another Sonia G brush, and I'm going to put some of that green on it, and let's go under the eye because I think that will tie it together really beautifully. We still have 2 more shades to use. And I want to apply the lip as well. Oh, very pretty. Very, very pretty. Okay, how about this brown? Switching brushes here. I'm going to go into this brown. It's there on the very top. And just kind of run that in this little blank space here. I've got some blank space on the mobile lid purposefully. And I'm going to run this brown just kind of on the edges there of that blank space. And it's kind of a, I say brown, but it's kind of a purpley brown. Very pretty. But again, taking my cue from the arrangement, it doesn't look like they're going to think you're going to use a lot of that. Doesn't mean you have to follow what they say. And I have left the middle to inner portion of the mobile lid pretty much blank. I'm really happy with this look though, you guys. I think this is actually really chic. Very Prada. Okay, and then I could use my finger, but I think I'm just going to use a clean brush. I'm going to go into this really metallic foil shade right here and just kind of run the brush from the very inner corner to the middle. Very pleased with that. Not even wiping off the brush. Very inner corner and just sliding the brush. I thought this was too fluffy of a brush, but it's actually working very well. A happy accident. It's the one I had left and I was a bit lazy to get up, and I really like the way it's doing it. And a little bit more in the center. Tell me that's not beautiful. Ooh. Darn it. I was going to say, you know, these designers dipping their fingers into makeup and we don't need this. Oh, no. This is very pretty. How many shade? 6? I'm not buying all 6. I'll tell you that right now, but might I get 1, 2, or 3 more? Well, gee, maybe. All right, let's take a look at this. So this was the eyeshadow one. This was in, this is number 4 with the green. You guys know that. And then I went ahead and got this B101. Maybe I'll get some refills. And then we have this beautiful triangular shape of the lipstick. Let's try this on. This is the first time I tried it on. I wanted kind of a Prada nude shade. I still associate Prada with basic minimalism. Those of you in the 90s will know what I mean. From the 90s, I should say. Or in the 90s. What do you think of the lipstick? What do you think of the look? What do you think of the foundation? Darn it, I wanted to hate it. And I know some of you that have never seen my channel before are going to go, what do you mean you wanted to hate it? I wanted to save money. It's really pretty. Look, the cases are a little bit kind of rattly because they're refillable. This is not uncommon for refillable makeup. You know, I can just pop out the, hey, it makes it easy to put the refill back in. But, you know, and I wanted, you could really pretty much just buy it and not buy the case. I wanted the case because I'm a fan of the brand. Remember, I started my career in fashion, and I love Prada. So I wanted, but you could probably just buy the refills, to be honest with you. I might. I think this is, darn it, one of the best matte foundations I've ever worn. It's very, very matte. It really is. However, I mean, it's just so blurring. It's so blurring and so beautiful. And I think I went a little bit too light, but I think it's really bright and pretty. I don't know. You guys will tell me what you think. The eyeshadows, the performance, the lack of fallout, the smoothness in the application. I will say this, the swatches lied a little bit. The swatches hesitated a bit on the arm. If you're new to my channel, if you've been with my channel, I'm sorry to repeat myself, but those of you that are new, I always say beware of learning everything from an arm swatch. And arm swatches aren't always predictors of how it goes onto the eye, and it went beautifully onto the eye, and this would work for both young and mature skin. This lipstick is comfy and pretty. I chose a shade according to something I would like to wear, I would like to bring out of my bag. Darn it, this is going to cost those of us who love makeup some dough, because this is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. This is beautiful makeup. This is beautiful makeup. You know, I wanted, and there's going to be people that are like this, that, and the other. And I told you, I mentioned that these shades are kind of intermingling a little bit inside the little quad there. You know, they're kind of like jumping over the. I'm honestly looking for bad things to say. I got nothing. This is beautiful makeup. It's beautiful. It just is. All right, what did you order? What are you waiting to order? Do you think I should just be good and not get any more? What are the popular shades you're seeing? Boy, am I impressed. I just need to kind of sit here quietly with this makeup for a minute. I'm that impressed. I am that impressed. Gosh darn it. All right. I didn't want to be, you guys. I'm trying to save us all some cash, but I can't. All right. Tell me what you're thinking. Did you order? Are you waiting for it to get to your area? And if you did order, tell me what you got and what you think and how you did on your foundation choice if you ordered and if it's there with you yet. You know, this is what makes us all a community. So let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hey, I sure hope that you did. If you haven't already done so, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. I know that YouTube tends to recommend videos from creators you've already seen, but when you actually click that subscribe button, it's a great help to me, and I appreciate it from you very, very much. Come and check me out over on TikTok, Instagram, and now on Threads. And don't forget that you can become a bigger part of this YouTube community by becoming a channel member for fun little gossipy weekly lives and all sorts of good stuff. You can give super thanks or just shop from those links down below. Doesn't cost you anything and ends up giving a little back to the channel to buy more Prada. All right, but however it is that you are involved in this channel, just know that I am super happy to have you here, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye-bye.